You're listening to the Real Elevation podcast. I'm your host, Mike Hendricks, and here we discuss topics on personal fitness, well-being, and elevation of mind and body. Join us as we help build and grow a community of real, elevated men and women. If you're currently feeling frustrated, flat, and fed up with life, or want to be a physically and mentally elevated individual, you're invited to join us each and every week here on the Real Elevation podcast. Welcome to the RE family and get ready to elevate your mind and body. Welcome to the Real Elevation podcast. I'm your host, Mike Hendricks, and today we have another outstanding, informative, and elevating show for you. I'd like to welcome all first-time listeners to the podcast, and be sure to stay to the very end where I will share with you all my social media and connection links where we will connect as we grow the Real Elevation podcast family. How are you today? Hope you are well. Hope you are fighting fit wherever in the world you are listening. I want to say a big thank you and appreciate you joining me today. Now, I'm pretty confident that you've heard me speak about real rejuvenation. And when I use the term real, it's the acronym that I break down into realize, eat right, and active and love. You've heard me speak in detail about that. But when it comes to achieving your goals, when it comes to elevating your mindset, maximizing your potential in terms of your well-being and your health, how do you actually go about that? Well, today I'm going to be talking about one of the key fundamental steps that you need to take if you are going to live your elevated and live your life to your fullest and maximum potential and really take back and reclaim your health and fitness, live your life on your terms, and really rejuvenate your mind and body. And that is reclaiming your health and happiness. 3 steps to be rejuvenated through responsibility. A bit of a mouthful, but I'll read it for you again. Reclaim your health and happiness. 3 steps to be rejuvenated through responsibility. And that's a key word here that I'm going to talk to you about today, responsibility. Now, I've worked with many clients over the years, which I have been blessed to do. But for many of them, they do think or have a mindset that someone else is going to help them and save them. But many of the conversations that I have with these people start with me talking about responsibility. Now, let me just break it down to you exactly what responsibility is. So we set off on the right foot understanding what we are referring to when we talk about responsibility. I'm just going to share with you just a couple of interpretations. So, liable to be required to give account as one's actions or the discharge of duty of trust. Number 2, involving important duties, the supervision of others, or the ability to make decisions with little supervision. They're just 2 breakdowns or 2 interpretations of what responsibility is. So what I'm sharing with you today is 3 steps that will move you closer to maximizing your health and fitness potential, beginning to look in your feeling your best. And I'm sharing with you, how do you actually become responsible? How do you become responsible so you can reclaim your health and happiness? So I'm going to break that down with you today. So, number 1, hold yourself accountable. Now listen, when it comes to making any sort of changes, moving forward with your well-being, your health, trying new things, things that you may have not tried before, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to make errors. You are going to trip up. However, when you're responsible, you own those mistakes. You're not going to blame anyone else. You're not going to point the finger. You're not going to make excuses. You're going to take responsibility. It's down to you. Conversely, on the flip side of that, when you do make progress, when you win, when you make those gains, where you have had success in certain areas, you want to be making sure that you're owning that as well. You're celebrating those wins. You're congratulating yourself for making those steps forward towards your goals. And that's part of being accountable. Now, when you're accountable, no one else is going to help you out. It's all on you. Now, I'm not saying that you don't seek support. I'm not saying that you don't seek guidance. But you have to have your own level of personal accountability that ties in with your responsibility. You've made a decision, or you're making decisions daily, but your primary objective is you've said that you want to change, you want to improve, you want to lose weight, or you want to set off on this goal to become fitter, you want to get your body fat percentage down, you want to get more all-day energy. Whatever that is for you, whatever your goals or your goal is that you want to see improve, change, become better, developing, you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to take that personal accountability when you've made the decisions, when you've made errors, when things have not gone quite right. Own that. But also recognize when you do have success, when you do make those wins, when you are proud of yourself and you celebrate those wins, own that as well. Because that's all about being accountable to yourself. I know from my own personal experience, this was something that took me quite a while to get my head around, because I used to love to blame everyone else. When things didn't go my way, when things didn't work out, I'd be so quick to point the finger in the opposite direction, blaming that someone else, saying that it was this person's fault or that person's fault, or it was my mother's fault or my father's fault or my brother's fault or the people I was working with or the company that I was working for. It was always someone else's problem, never mine. But then I had that realization. I had that, if you like, that light bulb moment when I understood that I was the only person to blame. Whatever was going on in my life, it was down to me. I had to learn to take accountability. And when you understand that, when you realize that, it's such a liberating and it's a freeing mentality to have. Because when you're laying the blame at someone else's doorstep, when you're laying the blame at someone else's feet, you've taken away all the power. You've given that person the power indirectly by saying it's their fault. But when you understand it's all on you, when you take personal accountability, you can get back to reclaiming your health and happiness. You can get back to rejuvenating your body when you take responsibility. And part of taking responsibility is keeping yourself and being fully accountable for everything that you do. There are certain things that are out of your control, but there are certain things that you can control, and you have to make sure that you're accountable for those things. Number 1, hold yourself accountable. Next, number 2, be consistent. Don't set out to be perfect. Set out to be consistent. Let me repeat that again, because I think this is so powerful. Don't set out to be perfect. Set out to be consistent. Now, this is, again, a big part of my conversations that I have with my client, because when they come to me, they make the decision that they want to change, they want to improve, and they think that they have to do everything perfectly all the time. But I'm here to remind you that is not the case. Consistency is the key to success in every single department in your life. Let me repeat that again. Consistency is the key to success in every single part of your life. But a lot of people struggle with that concept of being consistent. And have you ever thought about why that may be? And I think it's because the idea in principle looks so simple. Just keep doing things over and over again. But the reality is that because people often don't see the changes immediately, they fall off the wayside. And that's why I'm here to remind you this morning that part of yourself will want to stop when you don't see many changes or don't see any changes. But I'm here to remind you, being consistent is key to you reclaiming your health and happiness and rejuvenating through responsibility. When you implement consistency, when you implement that I'm going to do this regardless, you are going to make big changes over time and make big strides towards your desired goals, towards your changes, and reclaiming your health. I can personally speak for this. I'm going to share a story with you real quick. You may know that I am an author of 2 books. Now, my second book, The No BS Fitness Formula, if you haven't picked it up, I'll leave a link in the show notes where you can go grab yourself a copy of that. For that second book, I did enlist the help of professionals. The first book I did completely by myself, but I thought the second time I'm going to write the book, I'm going to enlist some professionals to just upgrade the standard of the book and the quality of the book. Now, when it came to writing the book, I had to make the commitment to write a passage of the book every single week because I was working on my business and I had other commitments going on. I couldn't dedicate every single day, but I had to make that commitment to be consistent. And working with a publisher, working with an editor allowed me to be consistent because each week they were asking me for certain extracts of the book so they could overview, they could proofread, they could edit. And as a consequence of me being consistent, almost being forced to write a passage each week and then submit it, it got me to finish that book much, much quicker. Why? Because I was held accountable. I had to get pieces of work to the publisher, to the editor. So by being consistent, that book was written much quicker than my actually first book. And even though the first book is much smaller, it took me a longer time to write that first book than it did to write that second book. So this is where you have to understand how being consistent will move you towards your goal. You may not see the results straight away, but just chipping away, doing little bits each week, whatever it is. So if your goal is to lose weight, you know that you have to do some form of exercise consistently over time. You know you have to adopt better eating habits, look to amend your diet, and by doing that over a period of time, you're going to see changes in your weight, your body composition, whatever it is. If you're looking to change your mindset, if you're looking to change the levels of energy, you're going to have to adopt new practices, new behaviors, new habits. And doing those habits over and over again over time will move you towards that new version of you. So I have to remind you, being consistent is key to reclaiming your health and maximizing your happiness and rejuvenating through responsibility. And you could kind of break it down into 3 steps, if you like, when it comes to being consistent. 1, you have to value what it is that you're doing. Yep. If you value consistency, you are going to be more likely to keep going at it, regardless of not seeing those changes immediately and getting that instant gratification. If you value what you're doing, you're going to be consistent with it. You're going to be more likely to continue to do it. You have to exercise patience as well. You have to be patient with yourself and also patient with the process. When you demonstrate patience and focus and just keep ticking away, chipping away at your goal, you're going to achieve it. So you have to demonstrate patience, and you also have to believe in yourself. Believe in what you are doing. Believe that those daily steps, those little tasks, those little efforts that you're doing, believe that they are going to lead you to your end goal, your end destination. So I believe those 3 steps will help you to be consistent. When you value what you're doing, exercise and demonstrate patience, and have belief in yourself and what you're doing, it's easy to be consistent, or easier at least to be consistent. As I shared with you before, when you are consistent, when you are doing the daily tasks, when you are being regular with the things that you need to do in order to move you towards your said goal, towards your end goal, whatever that is, you're going to get there much quicker, with much less flow, with much less frustration, much less force. And again, I use that example, that story of me writing my second book as an example. That book was done much, much easier because I entrusted professional assistants and I was being consistent each week, twice a week, just chipping away, submitting, getting it edited, and boom, before you know it, the book was there, published, out on Amazon. As I said, if you've not grabbed yourself a copy of No BS Fitness Formula, I will leave a link for you in the show notes where you can go grab yourself a copy. Today we are talking about reclaim your health and happiness, rejuvenate through responsibility. 3 steps to rejuvenate through responsibility. Now, before we go any further and go on to number 3, I just want to interject here and share with you our social media links where you can connect with us as we grow the Real Elevation community. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Just look or search for Mike Hendricks. You'll find me on there. Same again on Facebook. If you look for Mike Hendricks, you will find us there. You can also apply to join our community where you will get special insights and excerpts and talks and resources on our community on the Facebook group. So just check out the Elevation Lifestyle Tribe and you'll see us in there. You can also connect with me on other social media platforms, which include subscribing to our YouTube channel. Check out Hendricks Holistic Fitness and you'll see us on YouTube there. So if you want to be part of this growing community, check me out on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube where you get exclusive content as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are talking about reclaim your health and fitness, 3 steps to rejuvenate through responsibility. We've spoken so far about how you as an individual can start looking to take those steps to get responsibility back into your life. We started off with holding yourself accountable. Make sure you hold yourself accountable. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, when you hold yourself accountable, you can claim the wins. And even if things don't go your way, acknowledge it's down to you and you alone. You are the person that's going to make those changes. Number 2, we spoke about being consistent. We talk about those 3 steps about being consistent. When you value what it is that you're doing, when you exercise and demonstrate patience, and when you really believe in what you're doing, you will be consistent. Regardless if you don't see any major strides forwards, just chipping away, doing those daily tasks, I promise that you will see and ultimately reach your end goal. Our final thing, this is one that is so overlooked, and that is have fun. Yeah, have fun with being responsible. Now, often when we set off on our journeys to change, to improve, to develop, to elevate ourselves physically and mentally, we forget about the fun element. Life should be fun. Life should be lighthearted. We shouldn't take things so seriously all the time. Enjoy the fact that you are now taking personal responsibility, but do it in a lighthearted and a fun way. Don't take everything so serious. I know if you ask my children, they always saying to me, "Dad, why are you so serious?" My daughter even goes to the extent of calling me Wednesday from the Addams Family. And if you know anything about the Addams Family, Wednesday, she never smiles. But that's only because I'm trying to be a certain way with them and show them a little bit of discipline and sternness. But I'm not like that all the time. But I know when I speak with my clients, when I'm working with my clients, I often tell them about the importance of interjecting fun into their life. Because a lot of the time, life is serious. Life can be challenging. Life does require a certain level of focus, but it also does require a certain level of fun, especially when it comes to elevating your body, maximizing your potential, elevating your mind, moving towards the newer, higher, elevated version of yourself. Take things easy. Don't be too serious all the time. So I'm here as your reminder. Part of reclaiming your health and happiness is to have fun with it as well. Don't be too serious. Find people that you can have a little bit of a laugh and a joke with. Don't be dead set all the time, or like Wednesday, as my daughter likes to call me from the Addams Family. Chill, relax, enjoy the journey. It's a process, not an event. You've heard me say that many times before. And if you're having fun, if you're being lighthearted with it, as you're taking responsibility, you will achieve that goal. You will achieve your desired outcome with much more ease, much more flow, in a much more intuitive way. Less force, less frustration, and less of feeling fed up and flat. I promise you that. So, number 3, enjoy the fact that you're taking responsibility and be lighthearted about it. So, they are my 3 steps to reclaim your health and happiness and rejuvenate through responsibility. Number 1, we said, hold yourself accountable. Number 2, we said, be consistent. Don't set out to be perfect, but set out to be consistent. And number 3, have fun. Enjoy the fact that you're being responsible and being light-hearted about your progress as you move towards the new you. You're reclaiming your health, you're reclaiming your happiness, and you're rejuvenating. You're turning into the better version of you. And enjoy that process. So, I trust you found today's episode informative and insightful. Are these steps things that you could interject and start to implement in your daily life? Reach out to me. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you can do? I'm sure with a little bit of focus and support and listening to this episode again, taking notes, I'm sure you can do that. Okay, that's it for today. I am super appreciative of the fact that you tuned in again for another episode. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Real Elevation podcast as we continue to grow the Real Elevation community. So until next time, remember, be well, be wise, be cool, be calm, and keep it real. Until next time, blessings and chi. Peace.